Hello West Ham fans, I'm Sam.
I'm Joe.
And welcome back to Have Your West Ham View.
And a Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to all. Didn't start the best as we would have liked as West Ham fans. We kind of put the Arsenal game behind us, and then before you know it, we lose another game to Brentford. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
That was actually last year, though.
Yeah, that was last year.
Just before the New Year.
Well, we'll call it this. Well, yeah. Okay, so we're forgetting about Brentford now as well. We're going to move straight on to Leeds, but we'll talk about Brentford in a moment. Let's jump into something a bit more positive, and as we do on every episode, episode 5 now, we do the wiki player quiz. So what we didn't do last time was announce or tell the winners or the potential winners what programs. Was it the previous or what the new quiz was? So last time
it was the previous one. We didn't say what you'd won.
Right. Okay. So we need to run through that now.
And also, there's another winner that we missed.
Oh yeah,
from YouTube.
Right. So we're going back to episode 3.
Yeah.
To announce what programs you've won.
So if I read them out, Sam's got a few of them.
Yeah.
So episode 3, which was the Callum Davenport one.
That's right. Yeah.
So we've got Freddie Thorne. You won on TikTok, which obviously we've already said. You have won the Athletic Bilbao program from 2000.
Yeah, this is a Julian Dix benefit match, so I'm guessing it would have been like a testimonial, is it?
What month is it?
August.
So it's a testimonial or pre-season.
It's a pretty cool looking one. Some big players in the lineup here. You've got Shaka Hislop, Stuart Pearce, Steve Potts, Trevor Sinclair, DeCanio, Lomas, Canute, Ferdinand, John Moncur, Winterburn. The list goes on here. Lampard, Scott Minto, Michael Carrick. So Joe Cole on there as well. Stephen Bywater. Tell you a story about Stephen Bywater. I used to love Stephen Bywater for some reason.
Yeah.
And my dad used to give me like tablets, like zinc tablets or whatever, and he used to call them Stephen Bywater tablets. He's like, right, no, you got to have them because Stephen Bywater has these tablets. I was like, for some reason, that made me have my tablets. So that's what you've won. And yeah, next up was
Kieran Whiting on Facebook. You've won a Chelsea programme from 1993.
Chelsea programme, West Ham versus Chelsea 93. Again, we'll look at some of the Chelsea players on here. Tony Cascarino, Dennis Wise, Steve Clark, he was actually at West Ham as a coach for a bit.
Yeah.
Glenn Hoddle, so that's pretty good going.
And then we've got Charlie Berwick on Instagram.
Yeah.
You've won the one from Liverpool in 1995.
There we are, 95. David James in goal for Liverpool there. Robbie Fowler, Ian Rush, Stephen Manningham. Yeah, so well done, mate.
And then the last one was YouTube, was Bailey Smith. So well done, mate. You've won the programme against Villa in what year?
96, mate. 1996. So, yeah, there you go, mate. Well done.
And then the last episode's winners. So from episode 4, the correct answer was Thomas Repka.
Yes.
Quite a few of you got it.
Not Alex Crown.
No. Which was a bit of a debate. It was a bit of a wind-up on some of the comments on TikTok.
Considering the fact he had 167 appearances in between 2001 and 2006. But,
and then, so TikTok, it was Maxi_WHU. So you have won.
Yeah, mate, I'll
go through these ones. You've got a Coventry programme from 1998, mate.
Coventry. No, that's an old school one.
That one.
I like the look of that. It says Happy New Year on there, so it's
there you go.
fitting with current times. Yeah, pretty good looking programme that. So,
and then we've got Facebook with Steve Morgan, and you won it. Won the Middlesbrough from 1997.
Yeah, again, bit of a classic one. Some big names for Borough there. Juninho, remember him?
Cool, yeah.
Mark Schwarzer, bit of a Premier League legend. Yeah, well done, mate.
And then Instagram, Charlie Straw. Obviously, we know you. Big West Ham fan, mate.
Yes, big West Ham fan.
So you've won the one against Spurs from 95.
West Ham Spurs. Yeah, I wouldn't talk of any Tottenham players, but they're, yeah.
There you go,
Moving
mate.
on.
So well done.
Classic.
And then YouTube, no one actually commented on that one, so
cheers, guys.
Make sure cheers, guys. Make sure you get your comments in on YouTube because there's another opportunity to win there, obviously.
Yes, we'll start doing, because sometimes we've done it sort of halfway during the the video, and we appreciate some people jump on and watch the first 10 minutes. They might get on to something else. So we'll start doing it as the first thing on every episode. We'll look back on the winners, and then we'll look forward at the next quiz. So, yeah, well done, guys. Moving on.
We need to do this week's one.
Yes, we do. See, so we forgot again.
Yeah, we'll stick that up now. Yeah. Get your comments in on everything, and we will announce them in the next pod, which will be next week. Just
a quick disclaimer. We are logging all the winners. We're going to try and be as fair as possible. So if you do comment first on all the channels, you're only winning once. And I'd say we'll try and limit it to one winner. You can't only win once per season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously we hope to keep,
just want to get it out to as many different people.
Absolutely.
Possible,
yeah. Cool.
But obviously keep commenting.
Yes, please. Yeah, we really appreciate all the support we've got so far. We've only been going probably a month.
Yeah.
You've probably seen a change of setup every time, and we trying to find the best layout. We do like how it is at the moment. We've actually been running through all the programs that we've got. As I said, we've got hundreds. We've pulled out some of the posters.
Got some lovely ones up here.
Yeah, some pretty cool ones.
Ben Ayoun at the top. We got some West Ham legends: Freddie Picquion, Julian Faubert.
West Ham legend.
So
that's a bit of a classic Dean Ashton photo there. We can all remember him with those armbands on.
Yeah, we got Di Canio, Julian Dix. Obviously, this one's Di Canio's wonder goal from 2000. Is it 2000 that one? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's got to be in it.
2000. This is 1965. Got Bobby Moore in here, Rob Green, and then we got Alvin Martin.
That was the European Cup Winners' Cup semi-final second leg in Spain. We drew 1-1, which meant we won 3-2 on aggregate. We did go on to win the European Cup Winners' Cup. That was a year before West Ham also won the World Cup in 1966.
Decent group of players.
Looking forward to a TikTok on that one. Yeah. Everyone's saying, no, you didn't win it.
We did win it.
Yeah, we did.
Everyone knows that.
Right, so that's the...
Yeah, there's all the winners, so well done, guys. Get your comments in for this week's one. Moving on to the review of the Brentford game.
Yeah.
So obviously not a great result.
To top it all off, the trains were buggered.
Yeah.
So I went up there, drove to Epping, got the tube, and put it this way, I never leave early unless it's a real bad day. I left 5 minutes before the end. There was no chance. I did have a bit on 2-2, but there was no chance we was getting it back. No. So I left on 84. Some people might... I'm always a critic of people that leave early, but sometimes you do it to make a stand, and actually I was so disappointed with that. Well, probably most of the game.
Yeah, and it didn't. To be honest, we didn't look like getting back into it the whole second half. So
no, not at all, mate.
Usually, if it looks like we're getting back into it, then you'd stay and obviously support the team. But like you say, sometimes it is almost making a stand because the performance was so bad.
Yeah, I don't like it. Sometimes what I don't like is when we're 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and then people are leaving to get the train. And I appreciate people who've got to get home, and sometimes if it's the last train, you've got to go. But yeah, I did leave early, and I'll admit that, but I think it is more of a stand. If we talk about the game, I was really happy with that opening 20 minutes. We just watched the highlights back again, actually, and Rice had that great chance. We've seen him do it. He scored that one.
It was against Watford a few years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and he scored that beauty in pretty much an identical spot. Yeah. He's good at that. He plays it out to the wing, gets it back, opens his body up, does a little drop of the shoulder, pings it, and just off the post. That could have set the tone because the tempo was really high opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, first 15-20 was pretty good, I thought. Yeah. And we both said that, didn't we?
Yeah. Change of formation.
They didn't really have any chances. They weren't threatening. And then all of a sudden they go down the other end. Yeah. And I was actually streaming it because I couldn't get to the game. I was streaming it because it weren't on telly. And the stream went offline, which is typical. Put it back on, saw that they'd scored. And then obviously, saw the highlights and saw how they scored, and it's disappointing. It is, to say the least. Even
not forgetting the Dawson chance with a header as well. Corner comes in, it's just gone wide, but it couldn't have been long after that where they went down the other end. A really crap throw-in, like a floated throw, and
it's gone miles up in the air, isn't it? So
I think Ethan Pinnock beat Kufau and Dawson in the air.
Yeah, neither of them jumped.
No, flicked on, shot. It's a decent save from Fabianski. You could argue, can you push it up? Can you push it wide? Yeah. But it was point blank. It was quite a good save.
It's close in. You can't really criticise too much because it was straight.
It's close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that's when you rely on your defenders to be Johnny on the spot, and
They weren't. Slow reactions again.
Yeah.
Tony gets in to put him in front.
That's what he does. You know, he's built his career off of that, poaching and being in the right area when that ball comes into the box. Something Antonio doesn't do as much as a number 9. I know he's not a natural number 9, but you know, being around that 6-yard box, it can very often fall to him, and it did. But I was still, after the way we started the game, you know, Paqueta in that middle role. There's a few times during the game where the ball was played into him and he took a nice touch, he's turned, and I think there's no way in a million years Souček would do that. So I do think the formation change was positive.
Just the ball retention was a lot better. Yep. I think I said in the last pod, Souček completed 8 passes out of 19 against Arsenal.
Yeah.
So it's 42% pass completion rate. And when you're on the back foot already, you want to be keeping hold of the ball at least. And like you say, Paqueta did that. It was more positive than having Souček on the pitch because Souček doesn't offer anything for me anymore. No. I mean, he chucked him on, didn't he? I can't remember him doing anything. I don't. Again, I missed it on the stream, but I heard that got quite a bad reception.
Oh, it did. It did. He took Paqueta off for Souček, and you never know what the boos are for, really. Because I think, as a player said, as his number goes up and people start booing, you think, are they booing the decision? Are they booing Paqueta for his performance? Which I actually thought it wasn't amazing. You know, a few key passes in key moments.
Started well and then sort of went missing.
But then you don't like to see fans boo players. You kind of want them. While Souček's not done brilliant this season at all, by any stretch of the imagination, then even Paqueta with the price tag on his head.
Yeah.
But you don't want to hear boos.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear boos. You want to hear.
I think it's just frustration, and it from.
I know. Yeah.
You've got these players that, like you say, Paqueta costs a lot of money. He hasn't really performed yet, and then you've got Souček, who has had a poor season, and he's getting brought on in place of Paqueta. So I think it's a mixture of both, probably.
Yeah.
And obviously the decision from Moyes to put on let's face it, a defensive midfielder when we're chasing the game 2-0 down. So. I think it's a mixture of everything, really. But
anyway. on to their second goal, and it's a bit of a carbon copy of situations from last season, again, which we were just talking about. During the Europa League campaign last season, I think Cresswell got caught out massively on a few occasions, but more specifically against Frankfurt and Lyon. He actually got sent off in a very similar situation for both, where the ball goes past him and he ain't got the legs against these big, tall, strong, quick strikers. And when he's playing in that sort of inverted left back / left centre half role, and it's not him. He's not strong enough. He's not quick enough. He was, but he's 30 odd years old, and he's certainly
33 now.
Yeah.
And as we said before we started the pod, we were chatting about, and he's been a great servant to the club, so we're not going to criticise too much. But I said he's a left back, and he's not a left-sided centre back. So at left back, you kind of get away with it a bit.
Yeah, because you got cover.
You got cover on the ball. He's very good. I don't think that's ever been in question. On the ball, he's very good. Set pieces, obviously, but being a left-sided centre back in a back three, he does get exposed. And as soon as the ball goes through, and he's sort of almost one-on-one with an attacker, he panics, doesn't he?
Well, you target him, don't you?
Yeah.
If you're in opposition and you see they've lined up, I mean, Josh De Silva, I think he is, who went through and great finish. Fab come out. He did what he needed to do. It was an excellent finish, but he just bombed through. He absolutely
just bullied
him. I mean, he did pull him a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, as a centre half, you know, you'd like to think he would get his body in between the ball and the player, slow down, try and draw a foul, but he literally did get. Excuse me, get out of the way.
Yeah.
And then you 2-0 down, and you're chasing the game even more than you were when you're 1 down. And you just hope you come out fast in the second half, and we kind of did with Bowen.
Got a penalty shout.
Weren't a pen.
Which was never a pen, obviously. As we saw, it was outside the box.
Yeah.
And as soon as that decision went the other way, I think that kind of killed the game, really. Everyone's heads dropped, and nothing really happened second half, did it?
No, mate, no. But apart from that beautiful air shot from Antonio, which
classic Antonio.
Yeah, I think with Scamacca, we'll talk about Scamacca up there on his own as well. I know he had a knock and he's been chucked straight in, and I think the setup kind of suited him, and Benrahma was picking up the ball quite a bit, and Cresswell was as well on that wing, and I thought there was some good, well, not amazing, but decent balls going in the box, and Scamacca never seems to be in the right place. I don't know, the ball goes over and I think, that's gone front post but you was back, or that's gone back post and you was front, and I just think there's something not
it's not clicking at the moment, is it?
No.
You could argue that the ball's going in the wrong place and he's in the right place, or vice versa. But either way, it's not clicking at the moment, is it? No. He's just turned 24. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
He's still young, still adapting to the new league. Mm-hmm. He has got the potential. Obviously, I think we've seen it. He scored a few good goals, obviously in Europe and the one against the Wolves in the Prem.
Yeah, he for his birthday, he posted a little montage of the goals he scored, and I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, actually, in the small time
he's
been
scored
with
6
us,
goals in 21 games this season.
Yeah,
so that's not a terrible return for your first season in a new league, new team.
No.
Especially in a team that's failing ultimately.
Yeah, but a lot of them have been in that Conference League against lesser opposition in the group stage. But they have been good goals. You think about that flick he did near post.
Yeah.
You think about the
one from the edge of the box.
Wolves one? Was it Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves was edge of the box where it kind of came out and he half volleyed it. He scored that powerful sort of semi-long ranger in Europe.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got the potential. And as we saw at last season, he'd done it at Sassuolo. So he's got it in his locker. I think when the team starts playing better and we start picking up results, I think it'll help him massively.
I just think, you spend 100 million between Paqueta and Scamacca, and Moyes until Brentford was so didn't want to change his system, but actually you spend the money on that sort of player, then you kind of got to work around them.
Yeah,
and I think the formation certainly suited Paqueta, because he was able to drop deep, pick up the ball, spray it.
Which is what he does for Brazil. And it's what I said during the World Cup. That's what he does for Brazil. He sits a bit deeper, he picks the ball up, sprays it about, and we saw that, didn't we?
We did.
So I do want to see that more. I think he's one of them players, when you're winning, he looks incredible. When you're losing, he's...
frustrating.
It's frustrating because he is almost like a luxury player, and he's just one of them players.
Yeah.
It's easy to look at him and go, "Oh, he's not putting it in."
No,
because he's not like Fornals where he's going to run around and chase everything.
No.
I think Paqueta and Scamacca will come good.
Yeah.
Like we say, they're still adapting, and we can't say that forever, but they are adapting.
But ultimately, it's crunch time now.
Yeah, it is.
I know we're not even halfway through the season yet. We're nearly there, but it is crunch time, because you look at the league table, and we'll talk about that a bit more later in the episode when we talk about Moyes and our next few fixtures. But when you look at that league table and our next 3 fixtures, you can say, he needs time, but actually he needs to pull his socks up, because before you know it, he'll end up in a championship. And
he won't be in the championship. We'll get rid of him for half the price, less than half the price.
So, I don't really want to talk about the Brentford game anymore, because bar the beautiful air shot and the potential penalty shout, I can't think of anything else, because I was disinterested at that point.
Yeah. So that's done. That's last year now anyway. So we'll put that behind us.
Yeah. We'll
Moving on to the Leeds game in the week.
Yeah. So Leeds
You're going
away.
Up there, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going up. You might come up. We'll see how it goes. I've got a spare. So, couple programs. We're going to try and do this because, as I said, we've got loads of programs. Whenever we play a team, we'll try and get out all the programs from the past. So here you've got a program over here which is from January '92 on the first of January actually. So New Year one, and then the 8th of December '93. Don't know the results. Maybe I'll have a look and see if we can replicate some good results if there's any. But yeah, probably got beat. Big game. Another struggling side. 14th, just 2 points above us.
Yeah.
They've had a bit of a strange season. I think they've had some results which have been good.
They're just unpredictable, aren't they?
They are, yeah. But what you can say about Leeds, and it's sort of this kind of carried on from the Bielsa sort of era, is that they will work their socks off all game.
Yeah.
And against a side like us, who arguably haven't done that in every game this season, I do fear Leeds.
Yeah, I do worry
from that point of view.
Yeah.
We spoke about them actually in the last pod, and we did a couple TikToks and Instagram clips about actually when they come to us. Was it last season? It was last season, weren't it? In the cup and in the league.
It was towards the end of last season, I believe. It was April time.
Yeah, their fans are brilliant. So I'm looking forward to going to get a taste of Ellen Road actually on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, inconsistent Leeds. I mean, they had a couple games, but they beat Liverpool, they beat Bournemouth, and you think, they're well back on it, and then they lost to Tottenham away, 4-3 that was.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've had the World Cup and then they've lost to
they're
City
really
and then drew
inconsistent
against
and unpredictable, aren't they?
They are. But I do fear that it could go either way. We actually had a really good game there. Last season, did we win 2-1? Let's have a look at
when Antonio scored last minute?
Yeah, last minute. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. So head-to-heads, you bang on. So we beat them away from home 2-1, last minute Antonio.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that went to that and they said that was probably one of the best away days of last year by the European ones. You can't beat a last-minute winner wherever you are, home or away. But then, we turned them over 2-0 again. So I think we actually done a double on them last year. Oh no, that was the quarters. No,
that was the cup.
This is where I'm getting all confused. So we done them 2-0 in the cup.
Yeah. Then they beat us 3-2 at home at the London Stadium.
Yeah.
So
Jack Harrison hat-trick.
So they won a piece in the league and then we beat them in the cup.
Yeah, massive game because 3 fixtures, key in the league. You've got Leeds Wednesday, and we're playing Brentford in the cup, which is still a big game. I don't want to go to the FA Cup as well as the League Cup. Blackburn turned us over and embarrassed us with their second string squad anyway. Yeah. So I want to try and go through in the FA Cup. Leeds, Wolves, and Everton, 3 struggling sides. What do you think for the Leeds game? What's your prediction?
It's always difficult to call, but I can't see us getting anything.
No, it's hard to predict the Leeds game.
I can't even say I'll take a point because we need 3 points.
It's got to be
at the end of the day. It needs to be 3 points. I hope I'm wrong, but I can't see us matching their work rate.
No,
I don't think we have a goal for it. Whereas I think they do. Because the thing with Leeds is, historically, since they've come back up into the Prem, they've been a bit leaky in defence, but they have always scored goals as well.
Yeah.
I can't see us creating a massive goal for it. Obviously, like I say, I hope I'm wrong, but that's the way I see it. So I'm going to say, I hate to say it, but I can't see us getting anything at Leeds.
No. You've got to be bold with your prediction. I mean, we can't see it, like I said last episode, we can't see it every week and go 3-1 West Ham, 2-1 West Ham.
Because it ain't going to happen.
No, it's not.
Be honest.
I think 1-1. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I think we might... I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about what I think we might... I'm hoping 1-1.
Do you know what? I think at the moment we're in that stage with West Ham. I think we go through it every now and then. It was like it for a long time, obviously, until the last 2 seasons, where we go into games and every West Ham fan will know this. You're not expecting anything, no matter who we play against. I remember we used to come up against teams like Swansea and West Brom, and on paper we should be beating them. Yeah. And you go into it and you don't expect anything.
No, you don't,
because you don't know what West Ham's going to turn up.
No.
You either get the West Ham that sort of lets everyone play against, like beat us and run us ragged, and then you get the West Ham that is really up for it and turns up and we go and win.
But that's what I felt like Brentford. I don't want to keep going over Brentford, but it did feel like the players were up for it. That opening 20, there was all moving about. Ross was really doing his best to G the players up and G the fans up. Even when they scored that first goal, he got that ball. He was back on the spot within 30 seconds. He was there. Come on, let's go. I do think we were really giving it. It just didn't materialise. When you talk about goal threat, you bang on. I mean, I know we had a couple unlucky chances, but Bowen, there's been a lot of shout for Fornals to get involved. But then when I think back about the reason why Fornals actually has been dropped, is because you can't lack his work rate, which I think is what we actually had a good work rate on the Friday night against Brentford. What he lacked was the quality in the final third. And if we're lacking in quality in the final third, then is he the answer?
Yeah.
You know, I personally think Antonio needs to start over Skamaka because he's got more of a chance of scoring a goal against Leeds, especially because there's going to be a lot of running and in behind.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to have to go with Bowen again because he can score a goal. He had a few moments where he cut inside, chopped it on his left, had a shot, and I thought, and on another day he might have caught it a bit sweeter.
It's just not folding for him at the moment, is it? He's going through one of them stages where whatever he does is not working. But
it did in that temporary little pre-season.
It did, yeah.
What I don't get.
Yeah, it's just not happening in the Prem, is it?
No.
Which is where we need it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see with the team. I can't imagine Moyes is going to change too much again. He made a few changes the other night, and we still didn't win. So his argument will be, oh well, it didn't work, so I'm going to go back to what I know.
Do you know
what?
Hope not.
It wouldn't surprise me if Souček started. I mean, I hope not, because I say, he doesn't offer anything. But
no, I think we need to start with the same team, but change. Same formation, but change. Gerd, hopefully he's fit for Cresswell. Cresswell cannot play left centre half.
Yeah.
Leave Emerson on the wing as left wing back. Start Antonio over Scamacca. Look, it's 50-50. If you want to give Fornals another go, he's had a break. We're forgetting about Lanzini, who played a massive role in that European competition last year. Where does he fit in? So,
you know what? I'd even say this is a bit debatable, but I'd even say potentially dropping Paqueta for Lanzini.
I know it's hard, isn't
it? Because Lanzini, he knows the Prem. He's played at West Ham for a long time.
Yeah,
he keeps the ball just as well as Paqueta does.
Yeah,
and I can just see if Paqueta doesn't start well against Leeds, and that they'll be all over him as well.
They will. He's a bit of a hothead, isn't he?
Yeah, and I can just see his head dropping and sort of losing confidence. So I would say potentially drop Paqueta. I know it's debatable, but I know it won't happen.
Well, I said that last game, and we was asking for two things. You either play him in that deeper role, or you drop him and carry on with 4-2-3-1 and change it around a little bit. But yeah, it's either or. Give him another go in that deeper role, or just change it again. I think, and another person that I forgot to note down as well that I would like to change is not necessarily because he's had a bad season, but I feel like changing your goalkeeper can actually set an example or make a change from the back.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you bring Areola in, who knows what he's got to do to get a start.
Yeah.
But if you bring him in, actually, it could, he'll make different decisions. He might not kick the ball long when he goes short.
You don't know the relationship between the defence and the goalkeeper, do you? It might be that the defence aren't confident with Fabianski behind him at the moment. I might be completely wrong, but you just don't know.
No.
It could be that changing the goalkeeper and having Areola come in, they could think, oh, we've got Areola behind us now.
Yeah.
A bit more confidence.
Yeah,
it could be anything.
Yeah.
Like you say, I don't think Fabianski's had a bad season.
No.
I don't think he's had a great season. But either way, I think Areola's always performed well for us when he has played. So, like you say, switch it up. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
What have you got to lose? We're losing every game at the moment anyway. So
you can't sit here and go, oh, but Fab saved us in this. We actually forgot to mention it in the previous episode about Fab's mistake for the Arsenal goal.
Yeah, we did
at the near post.
Yeah,
that was pony. Pony,
and that put them 2-1 up, didn't it? And that was the turning point for them to go on and win that game. So shouldn't be getting beaten there.
No.
No. I agree. I completely agree with you. I think switch the goalkeeper up. So I say, what have we got to lose? Got nothing to lose.
No. Areola in, Gerd in, keep the same formation. Yeah. Antonio over Scamacca. And that's my opinion. See how it goes. Bowen, will he drop him?
Doubt it. No. Highly doubt it.
No, I think, as I said, there's an argument for Fornals, but ultimately I think he will stick with Bowen. Fornals might get an earlier chance than normal, but it could be a good Fornals game because there will be a lot of running. And there might not be as much. But then I'd say about final third quality from him, but he does have his moments where you think, crikey. I remember that goal against Leicester where it come all the way over the top and
he brings it down and
touch, left peg, beautiful goal.
And he scored a few goals I can remember where he's come down the wing and it's been cut back, and I think one of them might have been against Leicester again, in a different game.
Yeah.
And left foot and right foot, he just sort of sweeps it across the goal into the far corner. He has got it in him. But it's like it's doing it consistently, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. It's hard. Next three fixtures are massive. We've already spoken about the cup game as well. Brentford again. We'll see how that goes. But ultimately, we're 17th in the league. We're 2 points off the bottom. Teams around us, Forest, Everton, Forest, both picked up points against the top four, arguably. Obviously, Wolves played pretty well at home against United. Rashford come on and stole the show. Can't believe. Did you see the one where Rashford, the ball bounced up and hit on the arm?
No, I didn't see that.
So he's obviously put him 1-0 up. So he got benched for disciplinary reasons.
Yeah, saw that because he slept in, didn't he?
Yeah, he slept in.
Missed a teammate.
Got bought on a half
time.
Meeting
late.
Bought on a half time. Scored one. Brilliant goal. Shrugged off Johnny, I think the defender. Put it in the back of the net. Then he scored again. And the ball's bounced off the keeper. And it's kind of come up off the keeper onto his arm. And he did give it a don't know. It's all in like split second, slow motion. You think, he's giving it a bit back. Yeah. He's gone boom boom, and really that's the sort of stuff I don't like. I remember one for Antonio a while ago where he's gone clean through and the ball's bounced up, hit his arm. You know that.
But then we've had another one with Skamaka where it's bounced up and has it hit his elbow? Has it not? It was given. And it was given. Yeah. So you never know these days.
No,
it's just that. Yeah, the quality of refereeing is so poor in it.
It's just inconsistency, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just inconsistent. One thing's a handball and a penalty, the other thing isn't.
Yeah. But Wolves played well. And they only lost 1-0 in the end, so we've got them.
Do you know what? It seems like everyone around us is starting to play better.
Yeah.
Other than Southampton, perhaps, who are rock bottom.
Yeah.
I know a lot of their fans aren't happy with how they're performing.
No. Well, they've just take what's his name?
Their new manager?
Yeah, is it a Luton? Nathan, is it?
Yeah, something or other. Can't remember his name exactly.
That's gonna wind me up now.
Yeah.
I've got to find it. Nathan Jones.
That's it.
Nathan Jones. So he's just come in. Obviously, he's got a lot to learn. First season in the Premier League, but.
It's quite a step, isn't it, going from the Championship to managing a Premier League side that's struggling.
Bottom of the league, that's a massive job.
Yeah.
Southampton, maybe they've been punching a bit above their weight for a little while now, but they've got some quality players.
Yeah.
And we have. Don't know. I can't talk. We can't talk. We've been punching above our weight for the last couple of seasons. It's not get it twisted. But we're trying to break the mould. We're trying to, there was a team photo. I don't know if we've got it up.
We didn't. I don't think we bothered because it was so terrible.
It was the first season at the London Stadium, and whilst you had Pyatt in there and you had a few good players, you look at in the background, Simone Zaza, Gökhan Toure, Sofiane Feghouli, all these, they were the first players of European quality, supposedly.
Yeah.
That we Edmilson Fernandez was in there, who actually played at the World Cup and he looked crap.
Yeah. But they're the first players that we brought in as the start of sort of almost our investment in the club.
The London Stadium project.
Yeah. And 90% of those players failed, didn't they?
They all did, mate. They all did.
All of them did.
They all did. But look, and kind of talking about failure in West Ham and Moyes, whatever. Noble now starts his new job probably tomorrow. It's bank holiday today, Monday. So Noble will be at the club from tomorrow as the sporting director,
sorting it out.
So he'll have a massive influence on decisions. I mean, could you imagine he just turns up and says, "Right, Moyes, you're out"? I don't know if he has that sort of. I don't suppose he has that sort of authority.
I doubt it. It's all in the power of David Sullivan, really.
If you're the sporting director, I mean, that's a.
He'll have a big say in things. 100%.
Yeah, of course. It's a serious title, though, isn't it? It's a serious title.
Yeah.
And he deserves it. He is a club legend. He'll be at the club,
and he knows the club inside out, doesn't he? So fully deserves to be there.
Yeah, I mean, look, we gave him he retired. He said, look, 6-7 months I want with my family. He's done a bit of travelling. I know he's done a little bit of.
He's gone away he's done about 15 holidays. Yeah, I saw him on another podcast, and he said he literally just done holidays back to back, just caught up on everything that he's missed. So
that's brilliant. That's
fair
class.
play to him. Yeah,
and I don't know where I heard it, but I think they said I think it was a podcast, and they sort of said another thing for kind of leaving the sporting director role, until now, is that they wanted Rice to have that dressing room to his own for 6 months.
Yeah,
and it's not gone very well. Not for that, for whatever reason, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
There's lots of things we can criticise, but I think now with Noble a bit more around the place, although he's sporting director, he'll be in that dressing room pre-match.
Yeah, of
course he'll be G'ing them up for the last 6 months of the season.
We can't forget that obviously there was a time when Noble was captain at a young not at a young age actually, because he wasn't captain as young as Deck, was he?
24, 25 maybe.
Yeah, but even then it's like he was a captain for the first time at one point in his career.
Yeah, of course.
And Deck, he was captain last season because Nobes was mainly on the bench.
Yeah.
But this is, like you say, this is the first season on his own being captain, and he's got a lot to learn.
Yeah,
he'll pick it all up as it comes, as he progresses in his career.
And I'm sure Noble's been in touch with him.
Yeah, of course, because Noble still would have been around the club, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
When he's not on holiday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big responsibility to be club captain at West Ham.
Massive.
Any club.
Massive.
So yeah, I think Deck will be a brilliant captain long term. But yeah, like we say, he's got a lot to learn, hasn't he?
He has, mate. But we'll see how it goes. Noble's back in. We've got a massive few games coming up, and we've just got to get behind the boys. And I'm sure there's away support Wednesday night, even on a Wednesday, first week back at work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going up there, and I know a lot of people that are going to be there. So yeah, fingers crossed we can turn up and give it a right go and get something out of the game. We have to.
We need to.
We have to get something out of the game.
What do you think on Moyes if we lose this game?
It's the big question at the moment. It's obviously the thing that's on everyone's mind.
I think we're all agreed in the fact that, especially if he doesn't win, if we lose against Leeds, he's got to go. But the difference is what we think and what the owners think is a completely different story.
Yeah, I mean that'll be. We're currently 5 losses on the bounce in the league, right? That'll be 6 if we lose against Leeds. Whether you've had a break in between that or not, let's just say there was no break. I think the pressure would be even more because it'd be continuous. We've all had that little 4-week break where we've gone, right, West Ham, let's forget about it. But now the pressure, that relieves the pressure. Yeah. And you kind of forget about those first 3 losses.
When you lose again, then it comes back to, it's been 6-5 on the bounce now. So it does all get brought back.
As I say, you kind of forget about those 3 losses, but what you don't forget about is where you are in the league. Yeah. And you're in the bottom 4, 2 points off the bottom. I can't even believe I've got a part of my mind that feels like he should get another 3 games, including Leeds. Yeah. But if we lost against Leeds and he got sacked, I wouldn't turn around and go, that was the wrong decision.
No, not at all.
But as you said before we started this pod, you cannot forget about the brilliant 2 and a bit years. Well, it's 3 actually on the nose last week, right? Yeah. But the 2 and a bit years that were good, successful. We survived.
His first season we survived, didn't we? And he got us. He kept us up. Yeah. Second season we really pushed on and done well, and then third season, obviously last season, got into Europe and obviously done really well in that. So
could you imagine? He keeps his job. We stay up.
We
win the Conference League. Yeah. We finish 17th, and we end up in Europe. Could you actually imagine that? That'll be ridiculous.
You've got to say fair play if he does do it.
Oh, if he does it, then he's got another year. Yeah. Could you imagine that? 17th win the Conference? It is.
It's definitely possible.
That'll be probably the European campaign is definitely last year, the year before, and the current is what's keeping him his job. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah. If we weren't in the Conference League knockout stages, he'd have been gone.
Yeah, because we're 17th in the league, 2 points off the bottom. We're out of the League Cup. We're still in the FA Cup, but for how long, who knows. So like you say, it's definitely keeping him in the job. Yeah, I think you've got to look at. I've seen a lot of comments on Aston Villa, and obviously Villa got a good result yesterday against Spurs 2-0. You've got to look at them, and they had a manager that had run out of ideas, and they were struggling. They were right down the bottom.
And they sorted it out, didn't they?
Couldn't get a win. Got a different manager in. New ideas, and I think you've got to look at West Ham and say, are we leaving it too long to do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Who knows? But
I was listening on the radio. You're spot on. When I was looking at, they were talking about Unai Emery, a manager with a point to prove after arguably failing at Arsenal. Previous to Arsenal,
failing, but that's the thing. Did he fail really? Because you look at the team he had, and
he was the first to come in after Wenger. Wasn't he?
So, I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So that is, that's a massive task in itself.
You're just destined to fail, and it's difficult to say that he failed at Arsenal because he's still done all right with them.
Yeah, I think Arsenal fans will say that because of their consistent Champions League finishes
consistent top 4
and then that didn't happen. But I think, as I say, he's got massive points to prove.
Yeah, and either way, he has got a point to prove, hasn't he?
I think he's a massive tactician. I think with Villa, with Gerrard, with him being a bit of a new manager, I think they struggled with getting an actual understanding of their direction and whose role was what. Yeah. Apparently with Unai, again, according to all these journalists, he really is precise. Yeah.
They'll have a game plan. They'll have different tactics.
For each player.
Yeah, whereas Gerrard, I see Gerrard as just like a... He's new, isn't he? He's one of them people. I'm sure he'll be a good manager in the future, but he's just come into it from playing the game. Yeah, he's not going to be as tactically advanced as someone like Emery, who's been in the management game for a long time now, and he's won trophies. Because he went to Villarreal and won the Europa League, didn't he?
And that was before. Was that before Arsenal?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he'd won a European competition.
He'd won it with. He was with Sevilla, weren't he?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
he'd won it a load of times with Sevilla. Yeah, he went to Arsenal, didn't win anything, and then went to Villarreal after and won it again.
Yeah, I mean Villa are a club on the up. They are. And even with Gerrard's appointment off the back of a massive success at Rangers, you actually thought, God, he's got himself a brilliant job there because Villa buying good players,
massive club as
well. Massive club. Nearly as big as West Ham. So
no one's as big as West Ham.
No, that's right. No, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's what I said. That's as I say. The European campaign is 100% what's keeping Moyes in that job, and fair enough. If we go on and win the Conference League and we finish 17th, you just wipe the slate clean and you're in Europe. Yeah. You've got a trophy. I wouldn't give a shit where we finished in the league as long as it was above 17th.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Let's probably wrap it up there, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's much more we can say about West Ham.
No, not at the moment.
Everything's a bit negative around the club at the moment. We're trying to put a positive spin on things, aren't we?
Yeah. January's huge, mate.
But we can't go on forever about Moyes and underperforming and all this different stuff, because at the end of the day, he's going to be in the job for a few weeks at least, I think, because the owners aren't going to get rid of him.
No.
But anyway, we'll wrap it up about all that stuff. Hopefully get a result against Leeds. Like I say, I can't see it happening. You're on the fence, you think a draw. Yeah. But we'll see, won't we? Time will tell.
As I say, I won't do any vlogs like in the ground or anything like that, but I might do a little
going up
with my brother. My brother will probably be featured in a little clip because he's driving up there Wednesday morning, crack of dawn. So, we'll do a little piece before and after on the Leeds game.
And then we are definitely both going up to Wolves, aren't we?
Wolves is not this weekend, next weekend. We're definitely going up to Wolves for that. Which apparently the Wolves end is a strange one. It's just you get the whole
way along. So I've heard it's quite difficult to get an atmosphere going because you're so spread out. You're not compact like you are at Ellen Road.
But it'll be difficult to get an atmosphere going if we play like we've been playing in the last few games. So we'll see how that goes. We'll try and squeeze one in. Well, this will be going up. Do you have an idea?
This will be going up. It'll be before the Leeds game on
Wednesday. Before the Wednesday night, so hopefully maybe tomorrow night or something.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday morning. And maybe we'll try and squeeze one in before the FA Cup game. We might actually do the one because we've reviewed the. We don't need to talk about Brentford because we just spoke about Brentford. So maybe we'll come back on Sunday and we'll look back on the 2 games this week.
Yeah, definitely.
And talk about who our new manager is. So, cool.
Yeah, well, hopefully we've... I reckon by this time next Sunday, we either would have lost 2 games and have a new manager, or hopefully we would have won 2 games and Moyes will still be in the job.
I mean, if we're sat here, beat Leeds, through in the FA Cup, onwards...
That's not a bad week, is it? Yeah. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Once again, Happy New Year to you guys. And again, thanks for your support.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
See you next episode.
Come on, you once.